Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Roman Anthony, or at the Turban Hairstylist. If you have not already, please hit that subscribe button. I am a licensed cosmetologist from the state of California, and I currently reside in Paris, France. So what I am doing today is the wig that we created in the last video, we are now going to color, cut, and add some style to this thing right here. Because you'll see a lot of the girls were in that 613 blonde wave or lace front on social media, and it's cute. I get it, but there's so much you can do with it, so much you can play with it. And for you guys who are in cosmetology or beauty school, or even some of you guys who just want to play and be creative, here's the way how we can play with colors. Now, the reason why I have these foils is because I'm using two different colors. I have more of a reddish cranberry, and then I have more of a blood orange, orangey type of color. So some of the layers, what I did was I did flip the color, so one was more red, one was more orange, and then other parts of the hair I dimensionalized it where there would be more red at the root area, and I would bring that down to the mid shaft of the hair, and then I would bleed in the orange color towards the ends. That way when the hair is styled, when it's flipped, it can have a bit of dimension when the sun hits it, so you'll have some sun-kissed spots, and then you'll have some very cranberry-ish spots. Yeah, so like, that's the fun part about doing color, and especially coloring wigs. As you can see right now, you can see where I have some spaces in between the tracks, and I still feel like the hair was kind of full, so I did go in and cut it. And when I cut it, I did kind of like debulked it a little bit with my shears, which is great. It's because it gives it a more customized look. But right now we're still into this color. Make sure you also have a towel to wipe your hands off. Sometimes I get lazy and I'm just like, okay, freak it or whatever. I'm just going to go in or whatever. But most times, especially on real clients, like I definitely wipe my hands off on a towel or paper towels on the side or whatever when I'm doing the color, so that they don't spot on each other. More so, you want it to bleed into each other, which you'll see me pull down a color mid shaft and then take another color. And then I would use my two fingers, like scissors, and then I would just like rub up and down in between that mid shaft area so that it bleeds in. It has more of a disillusion feel, like a airbrush feel, compared to it having a line of demarcation. I'm pretty sure I was talking to like a friend or something like that on the phone, multitasking. However, as you guys can see, what I'm doing is taking this in sections. Now, with the real hair, obviously we take very small sections, or real, you have a density amount that you're working with that you can kind of like feel and get a feel for of what you're going to do. Since this is a wig, there's multiple tracks. You'll see that there were certain tracks that were together, so I would have to separate them to get under in between. Like, there we go, right there. Get under that track. Because sometimes the color just isn't going to bleed through on both of those. It's not like real hair. That, and it was like, it's a full section. It's just not like a wide section. Now you can already see the different color tones from that root to mid shade being more reddish, and then that mid to ends is more orangey. Um, Definitely can see the dimension. And I love taking my red gel comb to emulsify the product into the hair. I sometimes feel like when you're grabbing thick sections, because you notice it's like 2 or 3 tracks layered. If you're grabbing thick sections, the color will not bleed through sometimes, and then you don't want the hair to be spotty, so you want to take that red gel comb and emulsify it through, section it apart if you have to make sure everything is saturated. Then I just like layered over with foils because I didn't want some of the colors to bleed into the other colors that were there. Sometimes it doesn't happen, but sometimes it does. It just depends on the product, brand. And this was the first time I was using Guy Tang's brand, so I definitely wanted to just give it a shot and see what happened and try to go by the book on this one. And you can already see the tonalities and dimension in that color, especially in the frontal. I don't know what they do for lace frontals with blonde hair, but it's usually always more fried than the regular hair. But like I don't know, it's totally different. So obviously it took the color a bit more, but it actually looks really really good. And then I'm just gonna blow this out. Now, normally with regular hair, I would rough dry it about 70 to 75% before I go on in there and blow it out. I don't know why I did not do that this time. I probably was just too busy on that phone or something. Because the only time I blow dry hair when it's like wet like this, like soppy wet, is if the hair is textured or very curly. Is because I don't want it to pre-frizz. So basically, you want to smooth it out at the same time, and I would actually keep the hair saturated. Okay. And with this, you could actually really just rough dry the whole thing since I was going in a beach wave it, but I wanted to make sure it had some volume. I want so like you'll see like with my over direction technique with the blow dryer and the brush that I am creating lift where I want it and kind of creating shape to the hair. Even before I cut it, you want to add a little shape there with how you direct it because how you direct it during the blowout says a lot and does a lot. And luckily, I know the face shape of my cousin is more of the oblong shape, so I kind of wanted to go for that oval feel. So I definitely want to over direct towards the high recession area and curvature under towards the lower cheekbone or jawline. So even with the wig, I'm going to take this little heart section from the apex down below the towards the under the crown, like towards the nape of the hair. I take a little heart section, and then you want to direct the hair in all 4 directions: top, back, left, and right. And you just want a deep parallel point cut. And I actually got that from one of the owners of a salon I worked at in DTLA. And I asked her why she would do that. And it's so the hair can flow better. It falls seamlessly. It like if it's layered, it has this lovely blend and it sits on top of itself. Then I'm just gonna go in and do some texturizing. And I always like to texturize from the back and go like from like behind the ear, and I'll go forward towards closer towards the face, and I texturize from the back part of the hair. There we go. We just want to go in there a little bit. And it's also decreasing a little bit of the bulk in there. Like I had already cut it. I got them ends fresh. And I kind of blended that closure into the hairline by doing like a nice little inversion in the front. Okay, do some more texturizing. And I always go mid shaft. Or you can go higher if you want, a little bit depending on the hair density. But like I go mid shaft or like below mid shaft with hair. And then I'll just texturize. And just texture, texture, texture. And because his hair, like, it is a Brazilian wavy texture hair. So basically, if she was to wash it and not blow it out, it'll have a wave or a curl pattern to it. So I definitely wanted to make sure I texturized a little bit and deep parallel point cut it. So that way the natural wave pattern of the hair could still give her some volume. Now, shout out to Miss Christina Bartolotta, the stylist I worked with back in New York in Chelsea at Blow Dry Bar Salon. I got my beach wave technique from her by using a flat iron, but also by inverting the curl. So they're not all going in the same direction. Like each curl is in the opposite direction of each other. And then when I go to the next row, that's opposite to the one below it. That way they sit on top of each other so you have maximum volume, but then also they don't fall into each other. Because there's times where you'll see, like, I have other videos where I'll curl hair and I'll do it in the same direction and you'll see the curl fall into itself. And then when you kind of comb through it with a wide tooth comb, it gives you more of that old Hollywood glam type of wave to it. And not like this. So we just gonna comb through this. I had already combed through that a little bit though, actually. We just gonna do that. Bam. You see it? You see it? You see it? Now, because that front part, those are all going in the same direction because she wanted to like face frame. So that's why you see what that wave looks like is a little different. Play with it. The girl looks good. She's got shine. Bam. Look at that. I had to try it on and took out my latex and try it on. And look at that's what it looks like in natural light. Cranberries.